Good morning, bird brains. Today I have to make a video that I honestly never wanted to make. But, you know, sometimes life gets in the way and you just kind of have to roll with the punches, and that's kind of what today's video is going to be about. So I made a post about this on Patreon and Facebook, but I know there's quite a few of you who either are not part of the Patreon or don't have a Facebook or don't follow me on Facebook or whatever, but I know a lot of people didn't get this information, so I decided to make a little bit more in-depth video about it so everyone knows and everyone is kind of in the loop. And I know I'm releasing this video literally right after I just announced the change in my upload schedule, but things are going to be changing a lot more than I initially thought. So, long story short, we have run into some issues with our house. Me and Miss Bird bought our house June of 2016. And for those of you who are not familiar how buying a house works and how escrow works, an escrow is basically an account that your lender will pretty much maintain. That way your home insurance is covered, your taxes are covered, and your mortgage is all covered in one payment. So you don't have to make 3 separate payments to 3 separate people. Well, when you do that, the way the taxes are assessed is you have your tax assessment from the year prior, and then they'll take that, divided by 12, maybe increase it a little bit depending on what the houses in your area did the year before, and add that into your payment. Well, the issue with that is there are things called tax exemptions. In the state of Texas, we have what's called the homestead exemption. Pretty much any residence that you consider your home, your primary residence, you can file the homestead exemption on, and it lowers the taxes a little bit. And we qualify for that, obviously, because we are Texas residents who that is our home. The problem is that the resident or the previous owner of our home was probably 80 years old. She was a veteran, so she had the disabled tax exemption as well as the over 65 exemption, which are very big exemptions. So when our lender looked at the tax assessment from 2016, it was still on the previous owner's tax exemptions, which, long story short, I'll just skip all the BS. We were paying about $1,000 a month on our home. That has now gone up to $1,600 a month. It has gone up by 60%, which obviously is it's not out of our price range. We did the math and we can afford it. I have paid $800 a month for a residence before, so that's not the issue, is that we can't afford it. The problem is A, we would be broke as hell. It would literally be every single penny I have, and B, our house is not a $1,600 a month house. Don't get me wrong, it's nice. I mean, it's a lot better than a lot of homes, but it's not $1,600 nice. So we pretty much made up our minds to go ahead and fast track the selling of our house, so we can either A, get into a cheaper house that we're comfortable with affording, or B, a house that is worth the $1,600 a month. Which, if you've ever bought a house or sold a house before, you know it takes up about 79% of your time. Which, I mean, if you've been a fan of the channel for any reasonable time frame, you understand that time is something that I do not have a lot of. Between working 40 hours a week at a regular day job, running a small online business, and then running a 4-video-a-week YouTube channel, and planning a wedding, my time is stretched pretty thin. So with that being said, I am sad to announce that I am no longer going to be able to uphold my 4-video-a-week standard. And that's even including the changes I announced last week with the Throwback Thursdays. So I just wanted to make this video to let people know that if I just don't have a Monday upload, or I don't have a Friday upload, or hell, even a Tuesday or Thursday upload, that I'm okay. I most likely didn't die. I didn't quit YouTube. All I simply did was got too damn busy. I'm going to try my absolute hardest to maintain the 4 video a week. specifically because I am so close to that 10,000 subscriber goal of mine that I would hate to just, you know, fall flat this close. So, like I said, I'm going to try my absolute hardest to keep that going, but at the end of the day, if it comes down to I have 8 hours to get something ready for the house or 8 hours to edit videos, obviously my time is going to go towards the house for the time being. But I try to look at this as a blessing in disguise, because me and Miss Bird, we had thought about moving for a little while, primarily because I live about 35-40 miles from where I work, which now that I'm working from home 2 to 3 days a week, that's not as bad, but it's still, I mean, with traffic, you're looking at an hour to 2 hours out of your day that could be spent elsewhere. But there are other benefits on top of that. I mean, you guys know how bad my garage sucks for the build series. We have a really small backyard, which was okay when we had 2 dogs, but now that we have 3 dogs, they could use a little bit more room. And also just the taxes, man. We got to get out of Bexar County. Bexar County taxes are ridiculous. A house that just to give you an idea, our taxes on our home were, I want to say, just over $5,000 for the year. And I mean, you can do the math on how much that is per month. And that's primarily due to the school district we live in as well. We live in one of the fancy white privilege schools, school districts, I should say. So that's definitely not helping. And this area of town that we live in just kind of generally sucks. I'm on the UTSA campus right now, University of Texas, San Antonio, and this is probably 3 miles from my house. So we have a lot of college kids living around us, and what we've noticed just recently, is pretty much all of the businesses around here are pretty much run by college students, which I didn't realize how shitty that was until we started venturing out a little bit more of our neighborhood and going towards other parts of town. And man, just like everything is just better. Like, we get better service, like people are just overall nicer. And don't even get me started on the traffic in this area. It's just absolutely horrendous. I know there's a cop back there, but I really just want a picture. I wonder if he will get upset if I just park here real quick. Oh well, I'll do it anyways. That way, if he does, hashtag content. My Instagram has been kind of dead lately, so I'd like to get a little bit of a Sportster goodness. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, traffic. The traffic in this area has just gotten absolutely horrendous. It's one of those areas where they didn't really do the city planning very well, so it's literally just, you know, 5-story apartment complexes, just one after another, after another, after another, after another, and they don't do any improvements to the infrastructure. So everything around here is a little strained. Pretty much if you want to go anywhere between the hours of like 4:30 and 7, it's like good luck, which is ironic because like we haven't seen a single car since we've been out here, but it's Saturday, so it's different on the weekends. But guys, I hope you stick with me. Like I said, I'm not going to stop vlogging. I'm not going to stop riding. I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm just gonna have to place a few priorities ahead of YouTube. YouTube has been like number 2 on my list for a hot minute, almost 2 years now, so it might be time for me to kind of get my priorities in line just a little bit until I'm in a better position personally to get some other things, you know, lined up. Well guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and punch that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.